Welcome everyone, my name is Dalis, but you might know me as Stamper Girl. Today I'm working with this fun stencil and pop-up. I am using the Qbert quilt background craft die, which is this one that you see here, which you get the stitching. And I'm also using the Qbert quilt coordinating stencil. So make sure that you get the A2 craft die. And then what I ended up doing is I just use a little bit of washi tape to tape down my stencil and cover the border that is stitched. Now I'm using some of my cat Scrappiness blending brushes. I love these little guys. They are perfect for doing stuff like this where you want to be more concentrated and you can do more specific and detailed blending. Even though here it's not necessarily important to stay inside the area, I am just trying to cover, like you can see, this Qbert die, there's a few different ways to see it. You can see flowers, you can see cubes. So I am coloring the cubes to make them more prominent, and I am using some dye-based ink. And I'm using some teal, which is going to look like a very dark blue, and I'm using purple, which actually is going to look between a magenta and a purple in this paper. My paper is a bright neon cardstock. If you know me, you know that I adore neon. I love bright colors. So some of the purple areas, I'm making them more prominent, a more darker purple, and other ones I'm being very, very gentle on my application to make it look more like a fuchsia. And I'm going to just add a little bit here and there, like just toning down a little bit the rest of the opening areas that are in this stencil. But remember that we are taping the borders. So when we peel this off, that border is going to be super, super bright. And that's exactly what I want. Okay. So this brought a new color, which is more like a lilac, into those areas. Now I'm adding a little bit of water to a little bit of ink, same colors that I was using before, and I am just adding a little bit of splatters. I'm using, usually I just use my finger, but at this point I was still a little injured and my hand was bothering me. So I'm using a pair of scissors just to hit my paintbrush onto these scissors to get the splatters. And then I will use my same little towel to just dry out the extra excess of water. I am pulling my washi, being careful that to pull closest to the surface and into the same tape itself. And there it is. And I am going to show you a close-up of the look. I love it. It's just fabulous. And I actually really like the splatter that's going on. I am using this brand new release. It's the Besties with Shadows. And I decided to do my shadow in vellum and the Besties like in a lilac because that lilac was being brought up. And then I realized it's a little bit I'm not getting enough contrast. So here you see that I actually cut out a heart off my background. And this is using the double stitch hearts from Cat Scrappiness too. And I also cut the next size of the hearts in white. And then here, the purple was better, but it wasn't enough. So then I am deciding to do lilac, then white, then that purple. And that purple actually was a piece of my leftover backgrounds that I make with my watercolors. So it was like really bright. I am coming to put my purple a little bit offset off my white, and then my white is going to be a little bit offset of the lilac. So it is a little process. Once we glue it all together, I'm using my Barely Arts glue, by the way. Once we glue it all together, we are going to do a little bit of a pop-up mechanism. And it is a very, very simple mechanism, as you're going to see. Here you're going to see how I have that little hole in the background. And I am actually decided that the white is just a little too white. So I'm going to do extra splatters, same ink that I use for the splatters on the background. I'm not even removing it out of here because if I get extra splatters here and there, I am totally fine and I am in love with it. I actually think those splatters really, really add up so much to that white heart panel. Here is where you're going to see where I cut up that piece of my background. And that is just a little trick. Always cut, if you're going to cut something out, just put a extra layer on top of it. And look at how awesome this looks. Again, I'm using my Burley Arts glue to glue all these layers. Now I'm going to put this, but I am going to just glue this little strip of paper. And I did an accordion style on the little piece of paper, but it's too flimsy, it's too big. So I'm going to actually add a little bit of glue to one more of the layers, and it's still a little bit too much. So I glue another one, and that's still going to add a lot of dimension to it. Let me show you all the dimension that there is. So there is a lot. So once you put it in the envelope, it's going to pop up. And that is perfect. But then I thought I needed a little bit more of an element that was white. So I have the white heart. I have the white besties that is like offset a little bit. And I'm using my Japanese screw punch to create these little holes all over my background. And then when I put it on top of my white card base, look at those shining through. And I think it's just the perfect little finishing touch for this. So you could add a little bit of bling, you could add a few gems, a few pearls, but I thought this was a unique and different way and different idea to do a little bit of interest. And those are all the holes that I ended up punching out from that card panel, putting it on an A2 card base. And look at that. When this card comes out, that heart is just gonna pop right back at it. I really hope that you enjoy this video. If you do, make sure that you like and subscribe. Check out the products used here at the Cat Scrappiness store, and I will leave all the information on the links here at YouTube. If you do like my video, I would love it if you come and visit me also at my YouTube channel at Stamper Girl. The link is up in the top. Thank you. And remember, don't leave your crafting for tomorrow. Start today.